Yes, people, welcome back to another stream tonight on It's LB. Manchester City need players, and joining me on the show, can we get some W's in the chat for Professor HAMZA?
Come on, legend. Thank you, Lords, man. Thank you, LB. Welcome to the best show in Man City. Listen, LB, everyone here, make sure you like and subscribe. Absolutely fantastic show. We love LB. What he does keeps us entertained. Absolutely, I'm loving it today, man.
Nah, big up to you, man. Yeah, good to see you in it and getting on the show. HAMZA's channel is linked in the description, everyone, as well. So make sure you check out that one. HAMZA's just come from work, and it's straight from work, jumping straight on to the channel, man. So yeah, W's in the chat, man, for HAMZA. He could have been like, you know what, LB, I finished work, man. I want to go home and relax, get in bed, have a nice chill time in it. But nah, he's straight on the stream, man. He wants to talk about City in it. So that's what we're speaking about tonight. And listen, here's what we're going to do about tonight, yeah, because we're going to be speaking about some like transfer activities and how we can get Manchester City back to the top. Yeah, because that's where we all want City to be. We're all City fans. Maybe some of you guys aren't City fans, innit? But most of you guys in the chat are City fans, right? How do we get City back to the top? Yeah? This ain't about slagging off what's happened in the past, yeah, necessarily. This is about how we move forward, guys. Because in life, when you make mistakes, you got to rectify it and move forward. And that's what we have to do. And buy cheap, buy twice. Yeah? This is the truth. We spent 95 million quid on a couple of midfielders. I'm not even going to name them. Yeah? Because I don't want to do that. I'm not even going to name them. We could have had Rice. We could have had Bruno G. This is what we need to do, guys. We need to go back to buying players like Gvardiol, Haaland. Yeah, these type of players, man. Yeah, we need to buy the best. Football's not a difficult game. You buy the best players, you win stuff. And for the last couple of years, we ain't done that. So, yeah, man, listen. Big up to you, bro. Yeah, well, what are you saying, man? Can you give us a sort of your generic sort of Manchester City take? Where are you at right now with this club? Where are you at with going forward, moving forward? How do we get Man City back on top, bro?
Isn't it? It's been a very tough season for us. And I think a lot of people didn't expect this downfall. We expected a little bit of fall, like second or third, probably. Worse, not this bad. Not below like Nottingham Forest and being basically looking at Brighton and Bournemouth results and Villa's results to try and aim for top 5. You know, that's not Manchester City standards. 100%. Everyone will tell me in the chat that the same thing. That's not the standards of Pep Guardiola. That's not the standard of Manchester City. We are a club that has always been winning. If not, we compete, we chase you to the end, or at least we have a little fall off a little bit. Not this bad fall off. This is probably the worst, even for Pep Guardiola as a manager. He's never had it this bad since he's ever managed. So this is his worst season as a football manager, I think. He's never been this bad at Barca, Bayern, Man City being here 9 years. No doubt about it. Then you have to look at this and say, how are we this bad? How are we this bad? And you know the best thing, LB, is always the best thing is never hide what's wrong with what's going on. The worst thing is to try and hide it and say, it's okay, don't worry, it's just a little patch or a little downfall we've gone and don't worry about it. The best thing, you have to look at everything that goes on in life, any industry, aviation, when there's a crash of air crash, they have to investigate and say what really happened. How can we
air crash investigation, isn't it? You ever watched that program?
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
Sick program, man. I love that program.
Absolutely. When things go wrong, you investigate, you see, okay, let's go back to what went wrong. Why are we here? Could we rectify things? And you have to invest and then agree, put your hand up and say, listen, there are errors. These were the errors. Because I don't think we've seen Man City being this bad. So how can a team of world-class players, we questioned it, have this bad fall off? And it comes to the exact things that we've been pointing out, is the pointing out of players that Pep, I know he won. No one's taking out for Man City and what we've won 4 in a row. Fair enough. But doesn't mean that we should lower our standards. That's my feeling.
No,
We should
100%.
lower our standards and say, okay, I won 4 in a row. I had enough. Don't worry. Now just enjoy it and just fall off. I think no one's happy for that because that's not the standard of a huge club. That's not the standard of Pep Guardiola. That's not the standard of our club that's been built this high. It's supposed to stay there. And it comes down to, listen, the main issue is the issue of it's been a bad fall off. 1 in 13. 1 in 13, a joke. That was relegation form. We have to accept it. Even Pep would want, like, he would say 100%. Pep tried to fix it. People said, try here. Remember, LB, try Nunes in midfield. Try Nunes there. Try Kyle Walker here. Oh, try this. Drop this guy in midfield. He's tried every option. It doesn't work. So it comes back to this. It's players.
It's always players, bro. Like, this is the thing with football, yeah? It's like, it's a very simple game. You have the best players, you're likely to win. You know what I mean? It's always the players. It's always the players, man. You know what I mean? And this is the truth, yeah? And like, what we used to do, we used to buy players like Gavardio. Yeah, we did it 2 years ago. We bought Haaland 3 years ago. Yeah, we used to buy players like Mahrez, Laporte, Rodri in that, yeah? And over the last 2 years, unfortunately, we've not really been doing that too much, especially over, like, obviously, like this year. We only bought 2 players. And what I want to see the club go back to doing, and I think they'll do it. Yeah, I know a lot of people are doubting it. I've seen a lot of people. I put a tweet out a bit. There's a lot of doubters out. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of City fans right now, yeah, who their confidence in the board has been knocked. Right, I see that on Twitter. I see it in the chat. Speaking to my mates, you know, this isn't just online fans. People like to do this whole, it's always online fans. No, it's not. It's people who, everyone. There's a lot of people out there whose confidence in the board has been knocked. Obviously, you've got a new guy coming in Vianney, yeah. But like you just said, HAMZA, yeah, about when something goes wrong, you're going to have to look at why that happened. And I think the club have done that because I think the fact that they went out and spent 175 million quid in January proves to me that they knew the situation was very bad. And what are they going to do? Are they going to go back to signing players like they used to do, which brought us success and titles, 4 in a row, treble? Or are they going to go back to signing players like Nunes and Kovacic's and play? I think the club are going to go, right, we've made a mistake here with a couple of the players we've signed. We need to go back and sign. And as I said yesterday, we are going to be in a situation where we're going to have to spend a lot of money because the players that we need to sign are first team players. So it is going to cost a lot of money. So a lot of the players that we're mentioning, yeah, it sounds like we're playing FIFA. Yeah, it sounds like we're playing Football Manager. But that's what we need to do if we want to go back to winning stuff all the time. It's because that's what we used to be. And unfortunately, we've just let the squad decay too much. And now we've got too many players that are not too good. So, yeah, this summer, yeah, it's going to be a big summer. And we need to go back to signing elite level talent. And this is why, again, the tweet that I put out, you're probably not seeing it because he was driving home, yeah. But there's a lot of doubters out there because I've said, yeah, I put the tweet out and said, Rice and Bruno G, we didn't go for both of them and we ended up buying cheap and we're going to have to buy twice because that's what's happened, yeah. And a lot of people are now saying, well, hang on a minute, LB, have we learned our lesson? You've seen a lot of rumours today come out from David Ornstein saying that we're being linked with potentially making a move for Morgan Gibbs-White, amongst others. And now City fans are saying, well, hang on a minute then. That doesn't prove that we have learned our lesson because is Morgan Gibbs-White an elite level player or is he in the sort of Nunes camp? So I think that for me, yeah, the proof will be in the pudding. These are only rumours. We don't know whether we're getting Gibbs-White. We don't know whether we're getting Wirtz. Yeah, nobody knows. We have to wait and see. But I believe the club will sign elite level players because I think they know that's the only way to get this club back to the top.
Absolutely.
And if they do get Gibbs-White, I think it'll be alongside somebody else.
Yep.
Not on his own.
Yep.
You see?
I think you're right. The thing is, the errors that has happened, and you can't go back. But you have to always reflect and say it cannot happen again. And the fact is, this summer is a huge summer. You don't want to do what you did. What did we do in the past? We went and signed what LB said. You tried to cut corners and sign players who were not quality players, who are not gonna give game changers. Now you've wasted that money. I'm not saying, let's say for example, we went for Sergio Gomez for 10 million. Did you ever use him? I know he wasn't important. He won the treble. You have to look at those players. Did you use Sergio Gomez? No. So what? Did you waste that money? Yes. Was he good enough to play? Fair enough. He had a good squad. No. So you wasted that money. Calvin Phillips, you wasted that money. Nunes, you wasted that money. You keep buying players who are not ready made. What happens is it's going to catch up on you. It's going to catch up on you. Let's say, for example, it's going to catch up and it's caught up on us this season. And last season, we've got people in the club who are saying that they were surprised we won the league. So there are red flags already, LB. But you know the thing, it's like a house. A house got leak. If you don't repair that little leak, it will lead to another leak and another leak. And then suddenly walls are going to crack. If the walls crack, then what happens? You're going to have a major... And that's what's happened to Man City. That's what happened to Man City. And I believe the biggest issue is the only two areas you cannot ever joke in football is you cannot joke with defense, you cannot joke with midfield because you're going to concede goals.
Yeah.
And that's the part that we never ever looked into it. And you know, one thing that surprised me, LB, is fair enough. I've always said it, and a lot of fans who are rivals come back to us and say, listen, what happened to Pep Guardiola happened to Fergie. Fergie won 2003. He won the league twice, and then he went third. 2003-4 came third, didn't win anything. He won, I think, the cup, FA Cup. Then second season after that, he came third again. Then the third season came second. But what happened is he looked at this and said he did not sign those players to try and get the squad moving. Does that make sense? He had to go hard on Rooney and then add extra players. The thing is with Man City is we've now got into this problem of making sure that we fix that hole quickly. And there's multiple holes to fix. LB.
Well, that's the problem, isn't it? Is because there's a situation the house that you're talking about, we got a leak in the roof. But if you don't fix the leak in the roof, they ain't fixing the draft that's coming through the front door.
Fact.
Yeah, and then if they ain't fitting the draft that's coming through the front door, the cupboard with the dodgy hinge, they ain't fixed that as well. And unfortunately, that's what's happened. So, we're talking about signings, and it sounds ridiculous, but we need a new goalkeeper, a couple of fullbacks, maybe a centre-back, 2 midfielders, and maybe a winger. And the problem is that we've got in this situation is they all need to be elite level players because they're replacing Walker. We need a Walker replacement. We've still not got a Walker replacement. Remember, Walker's the best Premier League right back of all time.
Of all time.
This is who we're replacing. Kevin De Bruyne. We need a De Bruyne replacement. He's our best ever player.
Yeah.
Man City's best ever player. Replacing him. Winger. We've still not replaced Mahrez, by the way. He fucking left 2 years ago. Yeah, we've still not replaced him. Yeah, we're going to need to buy a Gundogan replacement. We've still not got a Gundogan replacement. The Gundogan replacement was Gundogan. It was worse. So this is the situation. And listen, I actually do believe, because I actually do back this football club. I just don't sit here and just glaze everything. I do believe that they'll sort this out in the summer. I do think they'll spend the money in the summer. I think they'll get the players in. The problem that they've got is there's a whole load of players that they need to sign, and it's going to cost a fortune. Fact. Yeah, and this is why I said, over the last couple of weeks, that I think City now should employ this. What do you think about this? I've got an idea, bro. And my idea is that every summer the club has a policy where they say they spend £100 million every summer, and the reason is not so people like me can be like, new players. It's to keep the squad ticking over, because what we've done this year, we spent 20 million quid. When we should have spent 200 million, right? And now we got to spend that 200 million from the summer just gone on top of the 200 million that we need to spend in the summer anyway. So now we need to spend 400 million. And on top of that, they're giving it to the new guy, Viana.
Yeah.
Which is not fair, isn't it, bro, to be honest with you?
I think it's a big job. I think he's coming and he's realizing what I'm taking over is like I need to do a lot of work. And that's why Tikshis decided to stay. And that's the point that you said, though, clearly. You need to replace the best right back that you've ever had in the Premier League. You have to replace KDB. And the word KDB, when you mention KDB, that's a huge talent. It's the talent of Iniesta. Okay, fair. People say you can't replace him. but still you're gonna need someone who takes that position, whether you like it or not. I don't want to hear this. I understand you can never replace as like to KDB, but what does that mean? We want quality for quality. Quality for quality. KDB was quality. We need quality. Kyle Walker's quality. We need quality. Mahrez was quality. We need quality. What's happened is, LB, is the club has to make that step. And you know what thing happens in every work? It's called risk assessment. I used to tell Martin this.
Risk
After
assessment.
every
Yeah.
season, we have to sit down and assess the risk. Meaning, if something happens there, do you have a backup there? If something happens there, what's going to happen there? And that's the thing that we need to do. And we failed to do it. LB, all this, I know people crush on Gundogan and Bernardo and all this, but you have to also look at the perspective. These players gave it all for 4 or 5 years.
Oh, yeah, 100%. This ain't their fault. Eh?
It's not their fault. They got used.
None of the players' fault, really. Let's be honest. The players are not doing anything wrong necessarily, unless you think the players are purposely playing below their level or just being shit. Yeah, which I don't think they are. I think the players are giving everything that they've got, but what they've got is just not quite good enough anymore.
Fact.
And they're not shit players. And the fact they're not shit players is the fact that we're sixth in the league. If they were shit, we'd be in the bottom half of the table like United and Spurs. They're not terrible players. Yeah. They're still good players, but they're just not good enough for a team that wants to win a Premier League, yeah?
Fact. And then you have to look at this like if you utilize the same players for 5 years, it's impossible to get that. And let's go back to the KDB. That's the name. That's the name, guys.
Look at this, man.
Look at that.
Look at that, man. That's a player that we had, in the prime, and he was spitting facts, Jurgen Klopp, when he said that, by the way. Yeah, he was spitting facts. So, listen, it's obviously going to be tough if we want to go and get Wirtz, right? Because obviously Wirtz is, and I'm going to bring up this tweet. Everyone keeps on talking about some Wirtz bomber in the chat. I don't know what it is. I'm not seeing it, but apparently someone's tagged me in it, so I'll try and find it in a second, No, I know it was ages ago, beyond belief. I'm talking about the fact that this is a player that we had. Do you know what I mean? And this is the player. Like, listen to what Jurgen Klopp is saying here. Yeah, this is unbelievable, really. You deep this, This is a mad comment from our rival manager. This is a player that we need to replace. And Wirtz is obviously going to be a player that we're targeting. It's going to be tough, but we have to go out there and do everything possible to get him, because we have to try and get the best possible players. And I always say this, if Wirtz turns us down and we've offered him the fair deal and we've offered him the nice stuff, and he says no, you got to take it on the chin. But then what do? You go and get the next best possible player. You've got to go and get the best players you can possibly get, because you've got to replace Kevin De Bruyne. Fact. And that's difficult. That's a difficult one, man. It's a difficult one.
And the thing is, Kevin De Bruyne was a world-class player. To replace Kevin De Bruyne, you have to make sure, and especially what we did, we made sure that Kevin De Bruyne was not given a contract. He wasn't extended. So the club must know what they need to do.
What do you think about that then? Do you think that, because I put out a tweet, and again, some people agree, some people didn't. In fact, someone super chatted this morning, had the same opinion. Do you think they have said to De Bruyne, we're not keeping you because we don't think you're good enough anymore? Or do you think they're saying, De Bruyne, we're not keeping you because we've already got the new guy done, and basically we can't have him, you, and Foden, and Echeverri? So basically, do you think they've already got the guy lined up? Whether it's Wirtz, whether it's Simmons, whether it's Baena, whoever it is, do you think that the club have already got the new guy done? Or you reckon they just don't think De Bruyne's good enough anymore, and that's why they've got rid of him?
I think they've got the new guy. I think they've spoken to the guy's camp. I think they've spoken.
Who's that?
I think they've spoken to Florian Wirtz. I know his name. I think they must have spoken to him, his dad, whatever it is, and they said, "Listen, you have to sell him and say you're going to be the main guy. You will be the Kevin De Bruyne. We're going to make you, Foden, Haaland are going to be the face of City." I think, to me, he has been told the sign that we want you. We want to get you. And they can't offer the same wages to De Bruyne. Even if De Bruyne can't take Let me see what they're saying here. Florian is still open to.
So yeah, this is apparently the bomber coming from Sport Bild, who are normally quite a good source when it comes to German news. So Florian Wirtz's future is still open. The 21-year-old is an official offer from Bayer Leverkusen to extend his contract until 2028. His salary would rise to 12 million euros a year. It's been agreed that Wirtz will decide by the end of the season whether to extend his contract or seek a transfer. Nevertheless, hopes were high that there would be a decision in favour of Bayer Leverkusen during the injury phase. That did not happen, which is not a good sign. Listen, I think that there's a high chance Wirtz leaves this summer based on the fact that we have been told that Bayer Leverkusen have offered Wirtz a new contract with a release clause next year. So they're giving Wirtz an out. So if he's not signed that contract, if he's not signed the contract that allows him to leave the football club next season, I think that's a bad sign for Bayer Leverkusen, which is what they're saying on this tweet here. The question is, where's he going? Is he going Man City, or is he going Bayern Munich, or is he going Real Madrid? I don't think he's going Real Madrid. No, I think it's City or Bayern Munich. I think he's leaving. Yeah, but I don't know whether he's coming to City, because obviously, I think most people know that he probably wants to go to United as sorry, not United, Bayern Munich. Yeah, we've got a battle. We got to do everything we can. We got to get Pep on the phone. Yeah, you got to give him the big cash. You got to do everything you can.
I think the opportunity to play for. Listen, you come to Man City. It's a new. He doesn't need to stay at Bayer Leverkusen. He's won that league title that they've never won. He's achieved Bayer Leverkusen already. The achievement. He's already given them the league title. What's the point of staying for another year? What's the point of Bayer Leverkusen?
Well, I'll tell you the point. Yeah, the point is if Bayern Munich can't get him this summer, so he signs the contract with a release clause, and then he goes to Bayern Munich next year because he's got a release clause.
No, but fair enough, but I don't think he stays at Bayer Leverkusen. I just can't see him staying for another year.
I don't either. So that's the thing is, can Bayern Munich get Wirtz out of Bayer Leverkusen this summer without a release clause? Because apparently Bayer Leverkusen don't want to sell him.
That's the word.
To Bayern Munich.
Fact. And that's what I heard from this report. Bayer Leverkusen in the past used to say Lucio, they sold Zerobato, and they sold Michael Ballack to Bayern Munich. And they said they will not make the same mistake of selling their best player and strengthening their rival, because they're chasing Bayern Munich to that league title. They're the opposition to Bayern Munich in the last 2-3 years. So they're chasing. Why would I strengthen another club? It's like Man City who are chasing Liverpool, and we sell our Kevin De Bruyne to them.
Yeah,
does that make sense? To me, I understand people say Bundesliga happens, but they said it. So this year, if Bayer Leverkusen had to negotiate between City and Bayern Munich, they said they would prefer to let him go abroad. And to me, City have already laid out the foundation. Kevin De Bruyne is leaving. Yeah. You're coming to play for Pep Guardiola, who's extending. Haaland's done a 9.5-year contract. We're doing a massive project, a massive one here. You going to Bayern Munich, you're just going to be another name in Bayern. Yeah. So to me, it's the job of Man City hierarchy, including Pep Guardiola, because Pep Guardiola had a meal with Wirtz and all, and Karl, whatever it is. I would make sure I would do my utmost best, because he is the key. We must get that. We must get a player, because think about LB, I was going to say this. You remember, and my cousin said this to me and said, you remember the time that you would see our lineup before even they would come out the tunnel, and players, rivals would just look at, and they look at Aguero, Silva, Fernandinho, Yaya, they look at KDB. Bro, Leroy Sané, they're looking for like fear everywhere, bro. You're looking here, you're thinking, oh my God. Before even you walk up playing them, you're shitting your pants.
Oh, 100%.
Bro, do you remember TV used to capture our bench?
Yeah, bro.
And it was world-class players, and they said, what a bench to have. Wow. Do you remember? Do you think any other rival, you think Bournemouth look at the likes of Doku and say, oh my God, oh wow, oh let me look there. Oh, they don't look at our lineup as fearful as what they
used to. Bro, we used to beat teams, before we even stepped on the pitch. Yeah, because of the players we had. And this is what we need to get back to. We need to get back to having a team, yeah, where the first team, we're going out there and we're not going, we think we're going to win. We're going out there thinking we're going to smash these players. And we need to do that by getting these elite level players in. And Florian Wirtz, for me, would be an amazing start. Yeah, get him in. And for me, he's arguably the most important target for us this season. Because our creativity is so poor. Yeah, I see so many people like say our creativity is poor. Even like the most positive City fans out there, I've seen on Twitter fucking saying our creativity is shite. I mean, we need more creative play. There's no point in having Haaland up front on a 10-year contract earning about 600 grand a week if no one can create anything for him. You're better off benching him and playing Mamouche. Yeah, real talk. Yeah, so we need to get this Wirtz Donny in. If you want to get Shirky on top of that, or you want to get Bayina on top of that, I'm cool with that. Yeah,
I'm cool with that.
We need to get that.
Shirky's 25 million. Shirk is not. You can get him for 25 million. Bayer's worth 40 million. Fine out. But Wirtz is the guy. Wirtz is the guy. He's only 21 years old. Yeah, he's absolutely a fantastic creator. Brilliant on the ball. He can play left, middle. He can come off the right. He's dangerous on the ball. He's a great assister. His football brains is amazing. And to have a player like that, game changer, who can create chances for players like Haaland. Haaland's standing in the box. How many times have we seen Haaland in the box and no one's creating for him the whole game? Have you ever seen City not even creating a chance again? I've seen how many games?
I know.
Yeah,
it's bad, and that's why we need someone like Wirtz. Now it's going to cost a lot of money. We're aware of that. David Ornstein saying they value him at 150 million euros, which I'm not sure how much money that is in pounds.
It's probably 125 or something like that. But you can pay that in installments.
Yeah, 128 million quid, which to me, I reckon 100 million plus McAtee. I reckon that's what it is, man.
Yep.
Maybe Ortega. Yeah, maybe Ortega. Yeah.
The only player I will not want to be involved in this deal. So I said McAtee involved, but I heard that they're interested in Divan Mukasa. He's the only guy I'm not going to sell. I'm not going to include him that
as well. I saw that as well.
I've seen them. They try to be a sneaky one. That Divan Mukasa, I don't want to look like the guy. Looks like a Bellingham type of player, and I'm sorry.
Nah, it's too early for that, man. Yeah, I think with the McAtee, we've obviously seen him quite a few times this year. He's not really done enough. Could he have had more opportunities to try? Yeah, maybe, but he's not. So I think, 100 mil, maybe plus McAtee, maybe throwing an Ortega in and get that deal done. He is the most important player for me this summer because we need the creativity. Yeah, we need that creativity. Yeah. Then you're looking at other options. Then you're looking at other priorities. What's our priority? For me, right back. We need a right back. We can't be going into next season, with Nunes and Rico Lewis as our right backs. We can't. Sorry, no.
We can't.
No, we can't do that. Guys, we used to have Kyle Walker, the best Premier League right back of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can't downgrade to Rico and Nunes as our two. Maybe you want to have one of them as our rotating option. Yeah, I'm cool with that, whatever, But the number one guy, maybe it has to be him. Listen, I like Akanji, Faisal. Yeah, I like Akanji. I think Akanji's a good player. But I think we can do better than Akanji. We can do better than Akanji at right back. Ahmed, shout out to Ahmed. Yeah, Huzanov centre back for me. Yeah. Huzanov can maybe play right back here or there. Yeah, but I want to see Huzanov at centre back, heading the ball away, driving out from the back, protecting our defence with the pace. I don't want Huzanov as a full-time right back, personally. Yeah, so I want a new right back. I don't know who that's going to be. Is it going to be Aina? Is it going to be Frimpong? Is it going to be Cambiaso? I don't know who that is, but we need a full-time right back.
I think right back is key. I think right back is where you are, because normally wingers also create chances. Our right back don't create as much. You can't play Nunes there. Nunes can be on the bench, whatever it is. But you heard what Pep Guardiola talked about him about him playing in midfield. Yeah, that basically shuts it down that he cannot play midfield anymore. You see that? Yeah.
Bro. I thought that. I mean, we already knew that anyway, didn't we? Like, we knew Pep didn't rate this guy in midfield, but I mean, the fact that he actually came out and said that was a madness.
To me, I'm looking either you go and get a homegrown talent because you're losing a homegrown player, or you go and get Cambiaso. But to me, I'm hearing Cambiaso is one of the names I keep hearing. I keep hearing that Cambiaso name, and to me, when I speak to Serie A fans, okay, fair enough. I don't know how. Apparently, he's not good defensively, but he is fantastically creator. He is good on the ball.
He's meant to,
good as a
I
passer.
saw him. I did one watch along,
Yeah.
of Juventus versus Club Brugge in the Champions League,
Uh-huh.
and on the ball, very, very good, very, very technically gifted. Both foot, left foot, right foot, perfect. He can invert into midfield. He can be pushed on the wing. Yeah, that's cool. I didn't see him too much defensively in that game because Juventus dominated the ball. He didn't really do too much defending. However, I then watched the highlights of Napoli versus Juventus. And one of the goals that Napoli scored, I did feel Cambiasso should have done much better. So obviously, I'm not going off a big sample size here. Yeah, I fully accept that, right? But I saw that and I was like, ooh, not a big fan of that. And then you're telling me now that the Serie A fans are saying that he's not the best defensively. So
there's no best defensively. I've asked Inter fans. I've got friends who are Inter fans, fans who support Juventus. They said, okay, defensively he's not good as long as you sort that defense. But in terms of midfield, he can play he can invert into midfield. He can whip crosses, dangerous. He can create chances from nowhere. Like, he's just a creator, and he's a brilliant creator. He's dangerous as a creator. But defensively, like that kind of Kyle Walker, that one-on-one, I'll stop you. He's not going to do that. So that's what you're going to risk it and take that, as long as you get another, like, your defense has to be impeccable. Your defense has to be impeccable. Like, you have to make sure that you support your defense. And that, to me, means if you do get Cambiasso, you have to fix the midfield. You have to fix the midfield, because if your midfield is a bit weak and Cambiasso is not good defensively, you're in trouble. You're in trouble.
So we get Wirtz, yeah? We get Wirtz. Let's just say we get Wirtz, yeah? We'll just say we get Wirtz for the sake of the argument. Do you think, obviously Rodri's back from his injuries, do you think we need another player in midfield, or are you happy with Rodri, Nico, and maybe you keep one of the older guys covered? I don't know. What are you happy with that, or do you need one more player?
No way. That's the most dangerous thing. That, in fact, I prioritize that a lot. I look at that. That's the key, and I'm obsessed in midfield because I just know that you have to remember Rodri is coming from an ACL. Yeah, so expect the worst. When I said risk assessment, expect not the best. Or just think about it. Because if you're not cautious, LB, you're going to make mistakes. That's exactly what we did. You have to go out there and become cautious and think, if something happens, are you happy with Kovacic? For me, Kovacic should be like Jorginho for Arsenal. You know what I'm trying to say? Like a player who comes in and plays FA Cup, Carling Cup, or 10 minutes, like that Calvin Phillips. He's good, but you're just using him for 10 minutes and they're Carling Cup. But you need to get like a guy that I believe can challenge Rodri, Cambiasso in midfield. Like, he comes in and he says, you mess about, I'm taking that position.
Cambiasso, so are you looking at are you looking at a 6? Are you looking at an 8? Are you looking at a player that can kind of do a bit of both?
A guy who does both. And I'm talking about physical player. A nonsense midfielder. Like, literally, sometimes you have to have this kind of like, I'm a destroyer. Physical.
So the player that you're describing then for me is Baleba.
Baleba's one.
Maybe Camavinga.
Me, I'm starting to get impressed with Adam Wharton. The way he plays. Very clever on the ball.
Well, we'll do an Adam Wharton watch along on Saturday, innit?
Yeah, he's very clever on the ball. He doesn't lose the ball. He does very clever half turn. He hardly gets deep.
Is he a destroyer though? You said you wanted a destroyer. Is he a destroyer?
Adam Wharton is a very. Adam Wharton reminds me of players like who you never rate, because unless you watch him, he doesn't go. He just spoils that chance that you're coming here. He'll get the ball. He knows how to position. For a 20-year-old, I think he's a top talent. And if you're looking for a homegrown talent, and you know one thing, he's homegrown, he's likely to stay for the rest of his career at your club at 21 years old. Yeah, 20 years old. And he's by far the most important player for Crystal Palace. You watch him in midfield. He did well against Baleba. Baleba's more physical and strong. But you know what Brighton are going to do? They're going to say, you're going to stop 110 million. They're going to stop that 110 million. But then that's the guy I'm looking at. I will make sure that he doesn't go to any other Premier League club. You don't want that guy to be going to another Premier League club, because he might be successful And I think he reminds me a lot of a left-footed character. Have you seen Adam Wharton having a bad game at the age of 20? I think he's only 20 years
Bro,
old. Isn't he?
I can't lie, yeah. Start of the season, he was trash, bro, yeah. In one of the games, I think it was against United, he got hooked off at half-time, yeah. He was that bad. So I've not seen him. So apparently, yeah, do you know D, the Palace fan?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I spoke to him. I said, D, yo, Wharton's getting all this prop at the moment. What's going on? Because I said to him, whenever I watched him, yeah, he's been shit. He said to me, the beginning of the season, apparently had this injury situation going on. And that's when I was watching him, and he said he was trash. Yeah. His words, trash. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, he was. He said, since he come back from his injury, he's been cooking on gas. And actually, he's been a large part of the reason why Palace have been slamming it. Do you know in the last 22 games, Palace are the 5th best team in the league?
Wow.
Based off of points in the last 22 games, Palace are 5th, and he says he's a large part of the reason why they've been slamming it, because since he come back from that injury, he's been mint. Yeah, and a couple of questions, and I've got for you, yeah, on Wharton, bro. Because I'll be real, yeah, I've only seen him at the start of the season when he wasn't good, right? So I got a couple of questions for you, yeah. I'll start off with the continental question in the chat. Can he play as an 8? Is he good enough creatively, and will he chip in with goals?
Yeah, he's great creatively. He'll create chances. He'll pick up very smart ball. He's a very smart player. I've seen him picking up beautiful balls, man. Against Brighton, I saw him pick up twice, 3 times. Well, through balls. He cut in a beautiful ball. Bro, he's good. He's very clean. He's a clean player. He's a very clean player. I want you to watch him, how good he's on the ball. Remember, he's only turned 21. He's only turned 21. He's only turned 21 years old. So he's not
sorry, I need to ask you another question. Is he good enough right here, right now? Or is he another player that we have to wait for 2-3 years? Because we can't have too many of these players. We've got Doku, we've got Savio, we've got to wait, we've got Bob, we've got to wait 2-3 years. Is Wharton good enough right here, right now, next season to take us back to the title?
I think, yeah. My gut feeling when I'm watching him, I'm spending my time watching this guy. I'm thinking, he's good, man. He's good. I'm seeing, so I want us to watch him on Saturday. I think he's good. You know, we're saying Hugo Larson and all that guy. Oh, there's a homegrown talent in here. We're going to miss out on this talent. I promise you this. I promise you this. If City don't get him, he's going to a big club. He's not staying for Palace for 2 years. No chance. No chance. He's not staying for Palace.
I just feel like, I don't know. Maybe, listen, I'm tarnished, yeah. My opinion on him is tarnished because of what I've seen at the start of the season. I'm going to start watching Palace, yeah.
Watch him against Man City.
I'm going to watch him against Man City on Saturday, right? I'm going to watch this guy. I'm going to start watching Palace. I'm going to start getting some fresh opinion on this guy, because whenever I watched him at the start of the season, he was trash, yeah? Because the thing is, for me, this position, I think, is like you. I think it's so important. I think we need a quality player in this position. And when I'm talking about Wharton, I just don't know whether or not he's the guy good enough. I don't know. Maybe he is, maybe he's not from what I've seen. But a lot of people are saying LB has been mint. So we'll see. I'd like maybe going in for someone like a Camavinga. Maybe I like a Baleba off the ball. I think Baleba is one of the best in the world. On the ball, I have questions about him. You know, I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do there. But yeah, that's another important position. Let me go through some of these super chats, yeah, and then I'm going to ask you about some other positions in the squad, innit? Make sure you guys are smashing up these like buttons as well. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel as well if you're new. Shout out Tinsey. Says, mistake is giving Pep unwavering allegiance, says Tinsey. I mean, we'll see what happens next year, innit? I mean, let's be honest, yeah. If we spend 500 million quid in the summer and he finishes 7th, then that's not good, bruv. You know what I mean? You can't be finishing 6th or 7th, bro. Next year's a big year, man. It is. Big up to you, though, bro. Big up to Lee. Says, we will need a Gundogan replacement, Kovacic replacement. Yes, we signed Nico G, but needed help for Rodri last summer and didn't address it, says Lee. Yeah, facts. Listen, I like Nico Gonzalez. You know what I mean? I think we should, back him. I think he's a good player. But we need another one in there. Yeah, we've not got enough. And like HAMZA said, yeah, we got to do the risk assessment on Rodri, man. We can't just assume Rodri's going to come back and be class straight away. He might need a bit of time. Do you know what I mean? And even if he is coming back and he's class, we can't be playing him 70 games a season anymore. No. This is why we got into this mess in the first place. And this is why Gundogan, Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, and maybe even Foden are struggling because they've been burnt out. We have to build the squad, get a bigger squad, and you know, allow Rodri to be rested. We should be going into games against the relegation or against the bottom 5 teams. Every team in the bottom 5 at home, Rodri shouldn't be playing.
Fact.
He shouldn't need to be playing. But for the last 2 years, he's had to play because we've got no other player. Do you know what I mean? So that's what we need to do. We need to get some more players, man. And then sub him off as well. How about subbing him off? Subbing him off once in a while. We never sub the guy off. Well, if we have players that we trust, you know what I mean? We can start them. We can rest Rodri. We can take Rodri off after an hour, put this guy on, and we can extend Rodri's career until he's 35. Because at the moment, let's be honest, we all know this, yeah? Rodri's probably done by 30, 31, 32. He's done. Because the way he's going, yeah, the amount of times we play him in a season, he's done by 31, 32. If we buy some more players, we can extend that to maybe 33, maybe 34. And not only are you extending him, yeah, which is obviously good news, you're acting like a real club. You're getting cover for players, and you're not only that, you create competition for places. You know, players are not just cruising into training going, I don't need to do much today in training because I'm playing because there's no one else. This is where we need to get to, man. So yeah, shout out Lee, man, spot on, bro. Shout out to Lil Tim, says, you've got to thank us for giving the EPL top 5. Oh, yeah, I just seen that. Yeah, it's now been officially confirmed. Top 5 Champions League in England has been officially confirmed. But yeah, I'm not going to be thanking Arsenal fans for that, bro. Sorry, I can't do it. I can't do it, man. I'm sorry, innit? I appreciate the $2, Bray. I can't thank you, innit? Shout out to Ryan. Thanks for the $1, Bray. I'll be up to LB. He says, drop the bag on certified Tonali. Him over Watered. Well, listen, I like Tonali. I think he's a good player. I think he's a good player that can play in multiple positions. I prefer Bruno G, but I think it's going to be really tough to get anyone out of Newcastle. I think Newcastle have got something good going on there. I know I glaze them a lot, but I think that they are building something there, and I don't think any of the players will really want to leave this summer, unless they don't get Champions League. That might sway it, but even then, I just don't think so, man. I think they'll all stay for at least another year. I think they all stay for another year, and maybe next year Isak might leave next year, but I don't think anyone leaves. I don't think anybody leaves Newcastle. Yeah, let me ask you a couple of questions, innit? Big up Kerry in the chat as well. Let me ask you a couple more questions about positions. Where are you at with the wingers? Because I think we need another winger. I think we need a quality winger, yeah. Because I'm looking at Savio, I'm looking at Bob, I'm looking at Doku, and for me, they're all project players for 2-3 years time. Yeah, Grealish is probably out the door, so that leaves us with 3 wingers that I can't rely on to be consistent, get week in, week out because they're young, and that's again not their fault. That's not their problem because they're young players. Young players are typically like volatile in their performances, isn't it? And not always going to be consistent because they're young. Where are you at with the winger? I get a lot of people telling me that we don't need a winger. We're chilling. Do you think we don't need a winger, or do you think we do need a winger?
I think we need a winger. I think we need a winger 100%. I think our wingers, the thing is, we went for project players. So we went for players that we had already developed. Look, our wingers don't score goals. That's a sad thing. Wingers normally score goals.
I know.
Wingers score goals.
Bro.
That's one of the every asset we know is they create and they score goals. Yeah, our wingers don't score goals. Jack Grealish doesn't score goals. Doku doesn't score goals. Do you see Doku becoming like Sane? Do you see Doku scoring more than 10 goals?
So the thing is with Doku, yeah, is Doku, if he can sort it out at the top end, this guy's going to be the best winger in world football.
But can he? Do you think he can do that?
Well, that's the $1 million question.
That's the question.
Can he do it? Because if he can do it, oh my days, what a player. He's going to be the best player in the world probably, yeah? Because the way he drives past players with his skills and that, I ain't seen any player in world football do that. Not even Vinny, not Mbappe, not Rodrigo, not Kvaratskhelia. None of these guys, yeah? Doku is the best taker-on player, the best dribbler I've ever seen. Not ever seen, but like one of the best players I've ever seen in that. If he can add, and that's why, like with Doku, yeah, Doku's for me is a frustrating player at times. And I also say, and a chat note this year, I don't think it's all Doku's fault, yeah. I think the way the team's coached is not ideal for Doku. Yeah, I think you need to get players into that near post and get players in the box, right?
Yeah.
But part of me is like, I don't know if I want to sell this guy or move him on, because if you do that, he's only 22. What about in 2 years' time? If he refines his game, bro, he's going to be getting 40 G&A a season, man.
You don't sell him, but he's not. He's the guy. Look at the quality of what we're talking about.
Not right now.
Do you remember Sterling at Liverpool when he was 18 years old?
Yeah.
Sterling, and what's the name? Sturridge.
And Suarez, isn't it?
He was Suarez.
Yeah.
Was scoring goals everywhere. Sturridge was scoring goals. Suarez was scoring goals. And Sterling was only 18 and he was scoring goals. I can't see Doku. Doku is good at beating players. But what does he lead to? What does he lead to? I'll give you an example of a winger who's good than Doku. And he's able to beat players, but he's able to assist. And he's younger than him. Ryan Cherki. Ryan Cherki is a top dribbler. He's clever on the ball. He's clever off the ball. He can assist players. I'm not saying to drop Doku, but there has to be competition for you to improve. There has to be competition. Players have to be motivated to know that if you don't improve as a player, you're going to eat bench.
But the problem is, we don't have that at the moment, innit? Because if you look at our winger options, you've got Bernardo Silva right wing, who is just terrible right now at a right wing. You've got Savio, who's done okay, but he can never score. He's scored 1 goal all season. Doku, who knows what's going to happen there. Grealish, who obviously Pep don't rate at the moment. And Bob, who broke his leg. This is what I'm saying about, like, when we're going into games, we don't have... Pep ain't picking the best player for the winger. He's picking the least worst player because that's where we're at with the wingers. This is why, for me, I find it crazy that there's people out there that say we don't need a winger in the summer. I think we absolutely need a winger in the summer.
I think cheap is Cherki. Cherki is cheap.
Is he a winger? Is he a winger, though? Can he play left wing, right wing, or what?
He can come as an attacking midfielder. Wingers like Sterling were coming from wing, but they were coming in the box. So that's what wingers are. Wingers have that ability of coming in.
Should we check? Let me check his numbers. Let me check his stats here.
Go and check his stats. Yeah, he's definitely this season is smashed.
And he's cheap as well, so the club will love that.
25 million.
How much?
25 million.
Wow, that's crazy, Right, let's have a look at his stats this year. Yeah. Wow.
How many assists has he got?
So this season, I might be able to pull it up on screen actually, but it might not show us. You might not be able to see it properly. You might have to squint your eyes, guys, and right. So this is his stats from this season. Let me zoom in a little bit. Yeah. Right, there we go. Yeah, that's better, isn't it? So this season, 9 goals, 18 assists. Right, but if you look at the right hand side of the screen, you'll see his stats by the position. You see that? Over here. Yeah.
Yep.
So you'll see it right wing, 15 games, 12 assists, 2 goals. So he doesn't seem to score a lot, but he's got 12 assists from 15 appearances. But on the left-hand side, 2 games, 3 assists.
Because he mainly plays from the right wing.
Should we check his all-time? Let's have a look at his all-time stats. So all-time stats. So he's only scored 9 goals in 50 games on the right wing, but he's got 19 assists. Left wing, he's never scored on the left wing. Never. But if you're bringing him as competition, maybe.
Remember, he's 21 years old.
Yeah, he's only 21, man.
That's what I see. That's what I'm saying. How old is he? 21. He's 21.
He'll be 22 in August.
Again. Look at that assist. 19 assists by a 21-year-old. That's a good.
That's player. Just on the right wing, bro. That's just right wing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And his worth is a no-brainer. It's not a no-brainer.
Is it? So let's debunk this. Yeah, what's going on then with Cherki in it? Because I'm hearing that this guy's like a bad guy in the dressing room or something like this. Maybe, don't know. Does he go out partying? Does he like a drink? What's going on with Cherki? Well, why is people not buying this guy then? If he's only 25 million quid,
I think you will see this summer. He's not going to stay at Lyon. Lyon have to sell players. He's been thing. He is good, but I think they need good influences around. He's a young boy. He's 21 years old. He's got quality. You can improve the rest. I don't see people say he's got the attitude, whatever it is. But one thing he has this attitude that he wants, this arrogance about him. That's what we don't have. A lot of our players don't have this arrogance. Mr. Nice guy. Oh, I'm this.
True.
Well, he dribbles past players, he assists. He's a strong guy. You don't knock him off the ball. I've seen him. I've seen players like those players who are arrogant on the pitch. They're able. We've got too many Mr. Nice guys, man. You push them off the ball, they're too nice. You know,
Yeah.
Turkey is he's very on the ball, on it. And I'm telling you now, like he looks to me like a bad boy. Like that's what I need. I need guys who are there to like win and fight on the pitch. You know what I'm trying to say? That's what.
And the thing is, right? He's only it's 25 million anyway. So maybe it's like, listen, yeah, maybe he has an archie problem. I don't know. Yeah, but 25 million, is it not worth the gamble?
It's worth the gamble. It's a no-brainer.
I think so.
It's a no-brainer for a guy. You regret. Who are you gonna get other than if he goes? Who are you gonna get?
People talking about this guy from Spain. What's he called? No, not the other guy. He played in the Euros, left wing.
Oh,
times.
Played for Atletico Bilbao. Williams.
What's his name, chat? Chat, what's his name? Huh?
Nico Williams.
Yeah. But people telling me that he's not like the best guy in the world, man. Like,
but Nico Williams, he's worth 35. Nico Williams, you know how much wages he's on? I think he's on 300,000 a week.
You what? No way.
Yeah. Nico Williams taking like 10 million, 12, 11 million. Let me see. Per week.
I don't believe that, man.
He's taking more than 100,000. He's believe.
No, I don't believe
more than 200,000.
You know what? I'm going to check this guy's details here, yeah, because we have actually been legitimately linked with this guy. You know this guy? Trincao?
Trincao from Sporting Lisbon. He used to be at Wolves, is it?
Yeah, Barcelona. We've been linked with him. I've seen it on City Extra one time.
Yeah, Trincao, I don't know. I think that is a Hugo Viana. But I don't know how good is this guy. I don't know. I don't see
this guy's 25, yeah?
25.
This season, 9 goals, 15 assists. He got 5 goals from the right wing, 13 assists. But I don't know, man. Some people in the chat say he's a bum. I see it all the time. When people say it, say he's shite, man. But then obviously some people saying he's good. Denton saying he's a good player. Yildiz.
He's good. He's a Juventus.
I've seen a couple goals this guy scored.
He's good. He's a good player,
man. Yeah,
he's a good player.
You could maybe get him. He's Turkish, isn't it? You could potentially get him and then go and get Arda Güler as well.
Yeah. So thing is, you have to look at how much you're going to spend. You can save money by spending on Cherkeys and all that stuff. You don't need to spend money. Like if this is worth 25 million, that is a cheap. Then you spend more money somewhere else, like in midfield. You bring another midfielder who you want, like Baleba or Wharton, or that Hugo Larsson is worth. Is it 40 million? They're saying 40 million value.
I think they're saying 60 million euros. So whatever that is, probably about 50
million pounds.
48, 49 million.
So let's say, for example, we get Wirtz 125 million. 25 million for Cherky. That's 150. Yeah, you spend already good 2 players who are attacking, who can.
So you've got Wirtz and Cherky. Yeah, then you're mad upgrading your attack, by the way, there.
Yeah, your attack's gone up by assists.
Already. Your attack has gone up massively if you get in Cherky and Wirtz.
Yeah, there you are.
Yeah. So that's that 150, yeah? That's 150. Then what else we need?
Then you go and get your right back.
50 mil.
Yeah?
50 mil?
200 million. Yeah?
Yeah. 200.
He's another great assister.
Yeah. So you got Cambiasso, Cherky, Wirtz, you're up to 200 million. You need a goalkeeper. Chevalier. 40 million.
Okay, 240.
240.
Yeah, then you got money to spend that midfield.
70 mil. Should we budget 70?
Yep.
70 mil. We're up to 310. And then the question is, do you want a centre back or a left back or something?
Yeah.
Let's say another 50.
Which I think. Who did you get in midfield?
I just budgeted 70 million.
Yeah.
You could get maybe
if you want Wharton, 50 million and
maybe you get all right then. Well then I'm getting 20 million back then, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we're at 290. You got Larsson. So far you've got Cambiasso, Larsson, Wirtz, Cherky. Yeah? And it's 290. Yeah. Oh, you got Chevalier as well, isn't it?
Yeah, you got Chevalier. That's 5 players. So already you spend good. You've already spent very good money.
And you've still got Juma Bar, by the way, yeah?
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you've seen this guy yet, but everybody's raving about him on the timeline. Yeah, you know, the 3 games recently they started, they've not conceded a goal.
Yeah,
apparently the guy's a really good player. He's playing on Friday night. I don't know what I'm doing on Friday night, man, but if I'm not doing anything Friday night, low key, I actually might do a watch along for it. I know I chat shit all the time, but I actually might. If I'm not going out, I might go out in it, to be fair. I'll probably go pub in it. But if I'm not going pub, I'm going to do a watch along for that. I'll probably go pub.
So
but if I'm not,
Marseille as well. He played against Marseille.
Bro, the guy apparently, I watched a highlight reel, and I know the highlight. I don't get it. Again, a highlight reel, you can make anyone look good on a highlight reel, But I watched the highlight reel, bro. This guy looks like if he looks like a player that, like, if he just gets better at everything, just a little bit. Oh my days! People say he's the next Van Dijk. I seen it when people were saying it. Oh, LB is the next Van Dijk. I was like, chill.
Yeah.
All my days, I seen it, bro. You know, he's so tall. He's 6'6".
He's physical, strong. He's 19 years old. He's clever on the ball. He's
very clever, man. And some of the tackles he was making as well on the halfway line, like risky tackles, where if he gets it wrong, he's cooked. Every time perfect, man.
Yeah, that's what City went for him, because he was. They were desperate. I think for me, I would leave him. I'll do what Arsenal did to Saliba. I'd leave him another year to constant play. You know, it's important to get that. You know, he's confident. He's playing well. Yeah. Leave him for another year, extra year, and let him stay there for another year. Let him play. Let him get that experience. By the time he comes, in 2026, our defenders got 1-year contract. There'll be Akanji will be on a 1-year contract left. Ake will be on a 1-year contract left.
Stones was gone.
Diaz will be on a 1 contract left. Stones will be on a 1 contract left. I think
Stones gone.
Stones gone. Yeah, there you are.
So he could come in for replace Stones.
Yep. So I think
I like the idea of that. I do like that. I do like the idea of that. Yeah. I mean, part of me is like, fucking bring him in, but you are probably right. Yeah. Give him another year.
French football as well. French football is physical. They're very tough. And I see
so much. People saying the French league now, like, it's getting better. A lot of people are saying, like, it's getting a bit more, like, you know, people need to start respecting it more, because a lot of time people have been disrespecting that French league, and I think rightly so for a long time. But apparently now the French league is starting to
physical.
It's a very physical league, which is obviously good. Is where's he at now? Is it Lens? Is that
Lens? And look,
are they going to be in Europe?
Look at players like Baleba, Gabriel, Saliba. They came from the French league. So they're physical players. When you come from French league, it's powerhouse. It's really powerhouse. Like, you learn so much. So he's learning from that game. He's playing Marseille away. He's playing from 5. He's an 18-year-old. Why bring him in? And then you got Kusanov, you need to start. Diaz wants to play. Akake will be here. Kanji would have come from surgery. Stones would have been here. Then how many minutes are you going to give him? Let him enjoy his time.
Well, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what you think on this. Would you loan him back to Lens, or would you try and find him a team that's in the Champions League or Europa League to get European experience? Are you not that bothered about the European experience?
I think it's about him playing. I think the most important thing for players is to play. And if you don't play them, they don't get the confidence. Saliba got left 2 years at Marseille. You need to get them confidence up. You need him to play constantly at top level. So it doesn't matter where he's at, as long as he keeps playing. But if you move him to another team and then that team benches him, what's going to happen? And then you would have disrupted that. He's 18 years old. He's got his feet there. He's playing well at Lens. Leave him another year at loans. If he does well at loans, that's not a bad club. So to me, I would loan him, and Victor Reis, I would loan them out, because I need Victor Reis to play. I need Reis to play, because I think the worst thing of a young footballer if you don't play them.
So hang on a minute. So you're going to loan Vita Hayes. So you'd have, are you using Gavardiol as a centre back or a left back next year?
I'll move. See, Ake comes back from surgery. Stones comes back from surgery.
Bro, no.
So you don't think they're...
No, bro, we can't trust them, man.
So then you have to... Cambiaso comes in as a right back. Nico Riley can play left back.
No. I don't like this. No, if you're going to get rid of Vita Hayes, you need to sign another player.
Then I'll play... Then guess.
You're going to have to get a left back and play Gavardiol as a centre back, or you're going to have to sign another centre back.
Then you
because for me, bro, yeah, and you know this is true, right? We all know this is true. At some point next season, Ake and Stones will both be injured at the same time. You know that's true.
Yeah, 100%.
And that fucks us then.
100%. So what? Why not get that? We've been linked with that guy that pocketed Vinicius. Is he from Valladolid or what? That right back Romanian. Is he right back from Romania? There's been links. He plays for Valladolid or something like Valladolid. Someone in the chat, remind me. There's a guy.
Romanian, what, right back? He plays in La Liga.
Right back. See, he's
Andrea Retu. Rayo Vallecano.
Rayo Vallecano. That's the guy. Yeah, Vallecano.
Oh shit! I just seen this here. Bundesliga side joined Liverpool and Barcelona to try and sign Andre Retu. Who is this guy? Is
20
he good?
million.
Yeah.
He has 20 million. He pocketed Vinicius. That guy. Yeah, that guy. He's available for 20 million.
I don't know if I've ever heard of this guy.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. That's why he's the guy that we're after. I heard rumors. I don't know how accurate these rumors are, but City. He did well of it. He's doing well. He's only, how old is he? 23? 24?
26 years.
26 or 26.
But that's not too bad, 26, yeah. If we're getting rid of all the older guys, then maybe he's signing. Well, no, he's 26. Million.
Yeah, take him.
Yeah, I don't know who he is.
Yeah, so you can move Cambiaso left back, guys. With BRUNO.
Yeah, and then you can play Gavardio centre back. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think, for me, yeah, if you're going to get rid of Vita, and this is what I've said so many times, for me, at my decision based off of the defense, all depends, on Vita Hayes. Because if Vita Hayes is either one, not trusted by Pep Guardiola, or two, gets loaned out, you have to sign another player. Because we have to assume, and I'm sorry to say this, but you have to assume Ake and Stones will be injured at the same time at some point. And if they are injured at the same point, that's going to put mad stress on the other players, just like it has this year. And then Akanji will end up getting injured because he's playing too much, and Diaz will end up getting injured. And we all know, again, we're talking about Rodri needing a rest. Gavardio needs a rest. Yeah, because this guy's played every game this season.
He might go injured next season for 6 months or 3 months. How do you know?
So what we need to do with Gavardio, is what we need to do, what we should have done with Rodri in the summer. And we need to assume that next year Gavardio is going to get injured, because the amount of football he's played, it's happening. Yep. So we need to get someone that can play that. Now, whether you trust Ake to do that, I don't know. But the problem is with Ake, he's just picking up too many injuries, man.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. I think especially Ake would have come back from surgery. Akanji would have come back from surgery. Stones nearly had surgery. So you're looking there, and these are injury-prone players, especially Ake and Stones. So expect that Stones and Ake will only play for like 10 games, 15 games maximum.
Exactly.
Just expect the worst. We should expect the worst.
Expect the worst.
Expect some of the worst, because if we expect or not of the worst, we've seen what happened this season. So to me, if that right Cambiaso can go left back, this other guy can go right back. But there's plenty of position. From how much we've spent already with that 290 million, you still got money to spend. And buy. If you want to get another free transfer, I don't know, but I don't rate this guy, and you don't have the money, you can go and get Aina. Aina is available on a free, but I don't know whether he leaves Nottingham Forest when they've made Champions League. But he's available on a free. He's available on a free. He's a free transfer.
We need to learn, man. I think you've got to go into the season this year with a minimum 8 defenders, ideally 9.
Yep, I said that.
And if Ake and Stones are part of those defenders, which they probably will be, I don't think we're going to get. I don't think so. You got to go 9. You got to go 9.
Yeah, and LB, I don't know whether I spoke to you on your show before, beginners, and I said one thing that scared me, I'll never forget. I opened the City squad, and the first thing I was so scared is I looked at the defense list, and I went through it. I thought S1 Brand, we never use him. I saw Kyle Walker's full of mistakes. I saw Ake and Stones always injured. And then I thought, hold it, Akanji and Diaz and Vardy are only reliable guy. You're right. I said that was the biggest red flag.
Mhm.
You can't go on the same season thinking,
Facts.
again, you've got Stones and Ake injury prone.
Yeah.
Akanji just came from massive injury where he's had surgery and he's 30 years old, 30 to 31 years old. So
Yeah.
he ain't going to be the same Akanji at 20-something years old. So
Yeah.
expect the worst.
Mhm.
Like, are you happy in case Akanji comes back and say, I'm not fit, I'm not fully. Stones, we know, and Ake will not play the whole season. So you're going to have Diaz and Vardy again for the whole season?
I actually think that the way that we handled the defense in the summer was actually worse than the midfield. Real
Facts.
talk. Because, like, for the midfield to fucking die off like that, it needed an ACL to Rodri. That's what or a leg break to Rodri. That's what it needed. That's what it needed. And that's what happened. Yeah. It needed a mad event, yeah, for that midfield to crumble. And that's what happened. For the defense was crazy. The way we handled that defense was crazy. When you deep it, man, it's mad. And that's why, again, going into this season, next season, we need 9 defenders. If Ake and Stones are part of that defense, which I think they will be, you need to get.
They're staying because of Homegrown.
Well, that's the thing. Well, this is the thing.
People think that you can get rid of Kyle Walker, Ake, and Stones.
And Grealish.
3 homegrown players. You're going to have to replace them.
And Grealish.
Foden's another homegrown. Rico Lewis is another homegrown. They're adding on the homegrown. So if you release the homegrown guys, you're going to have to go and buy the homegrown players because you can't. I'm sorry. And you can't just go and recruit. It's better to keep them. To me, it's better I keep those 2 while I'm getting ready to plan ahead. Because my planning this season, next season, is to stabilize and get massive stars.
Yes.
That's the 100%. Aim. That's the aim, to stay. Before you start saying, oh, Stones, no, bro. Sort out what we're lacking. We're lacking midfield. We're lacking attacking players, wingers. Add additional. Have extra players. Then you later on, you can start removing players. But losing so many, you can't sign all these players and bring Braithwaite, who's cost 80 million again. And does that make sense? If you do sign 80 Braithwaite, you have to then move one of those guys as a left back. But to me, you're right. Let's remember, Ake, Stones, and now Akanji are going to be 30-something years old and have come from a massive injury. So don't expect the same. We've seen KJB coming back with a massive injury, and within a season, next season, you've seen what's happening. And Vardy, remember, next season might not be the same because you've overused him this season and he's played internationally. So get ready, he could get injured. So think of the worst possibility.
100%. And what we also need to think about, because you're obviously talking about the risk assessment, which I think is the best thing that fucking anyone's ever said, because I think it's legit, is remember the likelihood of injuries next season is higher than ever because these guys are not getting a proper rest because of the Club World Cup.
Oh my, this is another one.
So this is true. The players going into next season, because they're not going to get a proper rest, are probably going to get injured. So we absolutely have to get a bigger squad and better players. It's not just a case of people like City fans going, oh, we want better players, you know what I mean? Like, we want the new toy. It's not about that. It's if we don't increase the size of this squad and increase the quality, we will be fucked next year because that Club World Cup, well, financially it's going to be amazing, and obviously it's great for people in America who can go and see it, and I'm actually, I'm quite excited for it. I don't know how excited I'll be until it starts, The fact is, that is terrible footballing-wise for our season because I think we get at the end of the season, I think we have 10 days or 2 weeks before the tournament starts, The tournament, if we get to the final, we have 2 weeks until the Premier League starts. That is terrible for our players in terms of recovery. That means we have to assume next year loads of muscle injuries, and muscle injuries usually are minimum 3 weeks. Minimum.
Fact, 100%. And I want to come back to the talk of top of the league saying that we got the players, but you want to loan them out. No, top of the league. Players. We are planning ahead. Like, I know you want Juma Ba now. I know you want Victories now. But I want them when they're ready, fully ready. Because I know their quality. So I know if I keep Victories next year, and I keep playing him 10, 15 minutes, ain't gonna be better than him going out. And I'm gonna rebuild this squad. And when these other guys like Stones leave, I bring them in stars. They're already stars. They've had experience to play. They've played for 2 years. Juma Bas coming from 2 seasons. He's played at top level. He's now more physical. He's strong. I can manage. I can take a guy on your spot. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So,
well, the thing is on these players, is there's no point in having a player on the bench. So when I'm talking about increasing the size of the squad, I'm talking about increasing the size of the squad that are either A, good enough to play, or B, Pep trusts them. There's no point in having a bigger squad if Pep doesn't trust a player, he's never going to play him. A la Vita Hayes.
Yes.
Pep ain't playing a Vita Hayes kid, yeah? Pep ain't playing Echeverri. So there's no point in having these guys in the squad and going, well, LB, you wanted a bigger squad. We've got a bigger squad. We've got to have a bigger squad. Because if Pep ain't going to play the player, it's pointless. It's irrelevant. It's a ghost. It's a figure of imagination. You need players that can actually play football on the football pitch, man.
And let me tell you something. Top of the league, the issue is when Palmeiras asked Man City, can we keep Victor Reis for 6 months? What did we say? We said no.
We said no. But apparently, but apparently we did that, yeah. So I didn't even know this until someone said it in the chat. If we would have let them have him, then he wouldn't be homegrown. But because of his age, he's going to be homegrown for Champions League in 2 years.
Or is he a homegrown? Can he be homegrown? I heard he can't be homegrown. So he can be homegrown, yeah?
Apparently, he can be homegrown. In 2 years' time, he will be homegrown because of his age. But if we would have let him stay for 6 months, apparently he wouldn't have been homegrown.
Okay, fair enough. I never knew that.
No, I didn't know that either. I don't know if it's true, but I think it's true because some guy put it in the chat and was like, "Yeah, they put a load of dates and shit, and it looked legit in it." Okay. Might not be true in it, but like that's what they're saying.
So the key thing is, if he stays, because Saliba became homegrown, but he joined Arsenal 18.
Yeah, but then they loaned him out.
Yeah, they loaned him out. So we've kept him
part of the squad.
Yeah.
At City, then in 2 years' time he's already Premier League homegrown because of his age. Yeah. Oh, not homegrown Premier League, but like he's on the B list, isn't it? He's on the B list. But if he stays for 2 years, he'll be Champions League homegrown. Yeah. Which is massive.
I think that's the key. I think we have to look at Vardio centre back. All these guys are centre back. Ake centre back. Akanji centre back. Diaz centre back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Cambiasso for you. Are you bringing this guy in as a right back or a left back?
He can play both sides.
But predominantly, where are you seeing him?
I'll play him left back.
So are you buying another right back?
I'll play. That's what I said. That right two guy or whatever it is, or I'll get another right back.
So we go into the season then. Cambiasso left back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just say Aina for now, right back. Yeah, but obviously just whoever you want, chat, you can just have that as your right back.
Yeah.
So there are your two full backs, right? Then you've got cover for left back. You've got Gvardiol and Ake. So effectively, you've got 3 left backs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right backs, you've got Aina or insert whoever it is. You've got Akanji.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he can play right back as well.
Yeah.
You've got Cambiasso, who can also play there. So that should cover it. And then centre backs, you've got Gvardiol, Diaz, Huzanov, Ake, Stones, Akanji.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe they would loan Hayes out then in that situation because he probably would never play, innit?
That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the guy who might not play. So the key thing is to make sure that positioning gives all, because I want to see Victor Reis go to the top. I see him going to the top. I see Jumaba going to the top. I see Kusanov going to the top. But the key for them to go to the top, they need minutes in the first 2 years. They need to play. And if you don't play them, you lose them.
Yeah, that's facts. That is facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out Pablo said Munoz.
He's dangerous.
Yeah.
He's another guy that's been linked to right wing, but he's created more chances for Palace. A lot. He is dangerous going forward. He's a creator. Yeah. He's created a lot of I don't know how many he's created. Check his stats. He's created so many chances for Palace up and goal. He gets forward. He gets back, he's quick, he's fast. That's a good name, Pablo, to come up with. He plays for Palace and he's a very good right wing back. I think he's good. He's good. But we need to get players.
Bro, you know how many big chance created he has?
Yeah, how many?
10.
There you are.
10 big chance created for a right back.
There you are. I told you he creates
4 goals.
Yeah, he scores goals. Yeah, he scores goals
for a right back.
Yeah.
That's very
assists.
impressive.
How many assists has he had?
8.
8 assists.
Bro, this is very impressive numbers, bro.
There you are. So that's why I said Munoz is a good name. Good name. He gets forward, he attacks.
0 errors leading to goals.
Yeah.
The guy's not a bozo, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good player, man.
How old is he?
Yeah. He's 28.
28. Okay, fair enough. But I don't know how. 29.
He's got a contract until 2027, so 2 years left on a contract.
So he'll probably go for 30 million or 40.
Oh, no, his contract has got 2027, but the club have got a 1 year option.
Option, okay, fair enough.
To extend. And apparently that Aina Forest, they've got option.
To increase.
To 1 year, yeah.
What about, let me bring up another name, Hoyson at Bournemouth. What do you think about that name?
So, obviously I like the player. I think he's a good player. But we've just signed 3 centre-backs all under the age of 21. So are we going to sign another one? I don't know about that, man. Like, I think he's a good player, yeah. I think he is a good player, but like, and obviously if we sign him, I'll be like pretty buzzing with you, yeah. I'm like, yo, that's a sick signing. But then I'm like, yo, what happening to Cousinov there? What's happening to Vita Hayes? What's happening to what's his name? Juma Bar. But maybe we just sign him. I don't know. I don't know what we do with him. And I like him though. He's a solid player.
Yeah,
he's a solid player. Very good on the ball. Very technically gifted. I think Pep Guardiola would love him.
Because the biggest issue we have, is you have to look at how many players' contract are running out in 2027.
Yeah, you know what? People have been
people are sleeping on that. That's a big issue we have in one of the biggest issues we've got. A lot of players who are going to be running, they're coming on the 2027 contract. Foden, Rodri, look at the names.
Where is it?
Look at the names.
Oh, let me sort it by here we go. Yeah, this is a contract expiry date. So 2026. You've got Stones, which I just think keep Stones for this season and then let him go on a free. Personally, I don't think you're going to be able to get too much money out of him anyway if you was to sell him this summer because he's never fit. No one's going to be spending big cash on a player that's never fit.
Or do give him a 1 year plus contract like Modric after that if you want.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if he stays fit next season, and obviously that's great news. Yeah, give him 1 year plus 1 year. But you've got to assume, worst case scenario, that he's probably not going to stay fit because he never stays fit. So I would probably look at them moving him on in the summer of 2026 on a free. But then you've got Juma Bar. So then you go, okay, Juma Bar, are you ready, Juma Bar?
Yeah.
If Juma Bar's ready, cool. You've got Juma Bar come in for £6 million. Brilliant. This is fantastic. But if Juma Bar's not at the level, maybe he's had a bit of a dodgy season or you're just not quite sure, okay, we need to go into the transfer market. Or maybe Hayes has stepped up massively. Maybe Huzanov has stepped up massively. And then you just need to bring in another young player. Because you've got Diaz, Hayes, Huzanov, maybe Gavadio still playing as a centre back. You've got 4 top elite level centre back. Maybe just bring in a 5th young player.
Yeah.
But that will all depend on how that goes next season with the current setup of centre backs, you know. But then you've got Edison, who's probably going to leave this summer. Yeah, he's probably going to go Saudi Arabia in it this summer.
He's gone.
Bernardo, I reckon Bernardo stays and goes on. If it was me, I'd try and sell him this summer if it was me. Yeah, but obviously I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's going to stay. He's probably going to leave on a free. He'll be 32. He said himself, and he wants to go back to Benfica when he's 32.
Yeah,
I reckon he goes. So obviously, then you'd need to replace Bernardo Silva next summer if he does stay. But he might leave this summer. I don't know, but I don't think Bernardo leaves this summer. I think he stays. you know.
I think
And then
Bernardo goes next season.
yeah, I agree, bro. And then you come down here, 2027. Wow.
Look at that. Look at the 2027.
Look at this, man. Look at this, man. Look at
Rodri.
this.
You haven't extended
Look at
Rodri.
this.
Diaz.
Look at this.
Foden. Foden's there.
These two are very important, man.
Yeah, there you are.
Yeah, and this is important. Listen, I don't think Diaz has been particularly great for the last 18 months. I'll be real with you. I think he's been average, very average, but he's also a player that is just pretty solid, you know what I mean, for the large part. I don't think he's been able to replicate his world-class performances of like the treble year and the first year he was at City, yeah. But I think he's still, even in the last 18 months, even though he's not been amazing, he's still been decent, and he's still been okay. I think you need to get that Diaz one sorted, mate. Yeah, because you just need to box that off. You don't want to be, because if he ends up getting sold or something, and you got to go back in the market again for another player like that. It's like, nah, you don't want to be putting the pressure on. Then you've got your Rodri and Foden.
I think Rodri is the guy. I think Rodri was delayed this contract because of the injury. Yeah. Foden's going to be negotiating. I think those are the massive names. You see how many defenders we're going to be losing. Ake is there. Diaz is there. Akanji is there. So you're seeing how many defenders will be coming the last year of contract next season. There'll be 3 defenders. So there's going to be a major overhaul decisions about defense. This year, it's about the midfield. This year, the decision has been made. KDB, the first one. Gundogan's the next one. So midfield are being sorted this year. And then next year, you have to start sorting the defense. So that's what I believe. Defense just need a little bit alteration, while the midfield is a key one. If you don't sort out the midfield, you're in trouble. You can't go and sign midfield and defense. You have to sort out that engine.
Yeah. Look at this guy as well, man.
Echeverri, 2028.
Claudio Echeverri, guys. This player, man.
Yeah.
You know, a top player, yeah?
He's a top player. I think he'll be loaned out, as I said before.
Nah, bro, this can't happen, man.
I think he's been.
No way.
Think he's gonna go Gerard. He's gonna go Spain, Spanish team.
No, man, that's a mistake, bro. I'm telling you, bro. It's a mistake.
I think we'll give him 100% because he's another one. LB, a lot of these young players, they need to be played.
Bro, he should be playing for City, man.
I think that they will not risk these like Juma Ba, Reish, Echeverri. I've said those 3 names. City, because they're rebuilding into that squad, these players will miss out on that time. So they will be loaned out to just being played. They need to play somewhere else and get the experience. Because if you keep Echeverri, that means you need to play him. Because if you don't play Echeverri and he sits on the bench and he
why is that a bad thing? Why can't we play him, bro?
I think Pep thinks he's not physically ready for the Premier League. Physically, the word physical.
No. I can't accept that when he's playing Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, and Kovacic. I'm sorry, bro. I can't accept that as a reason. You'll tell me he's shit in it. Tell me he's a shit baller. Yeah, I accept that maybe as a reason. Fair
I think he's top player, but I think Pep has this. Pep is very. When Pep has his eyes set on something, the first thing you'll see is that player is not playing. He's already made. Why is he not playing Echeverri? He did the same thing at Calvin Phillips. He said, I'm not playing him. I will not. When he trusts a guy, he'll play them. So I'm thinking he's seen him in training. He's thinking, I'm telling you now, you think he's staying next season for City?
I don't bro, all I'm saying is, give him a chance. You've got Foden, who's been super poor this year and ain't getting any better. You've got Kevin De Bruyne, who's obviously on the way out and he's struggling. I'm not, I like Echeverri, yeah. Obviously, I got my stonks in Echeverri. The chat know that, yeah. And obviously, I hype him up and that, yeah. But at the same time, I'm not an idiot, yeah. I do get that he's young and that, yeah. I do it as a bit of a laugh and a bit of it. But the chat know that. But most of them do, yeah. Some of them think it's proper serious. But I do rate the guy. My point is, yeah, why can't this guy even get a chance? And I said this the other day, yeah. I said, if Foden and Kevin De Bruyne were absolutely tearing it up, fair dues, isn't it? But they're not. They're dropping fucking 4 out of 10s every game. And I'm like, yo, just get him on a pitch, try him. And if he's shit, we'll go, oh, yeah, we hyped him up a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Is what it is. Maybe he needs a loan. Cool, yeah. But you don't even get on the bench. And you know what as well, yeah? I genuinely think he'd be so good for us right now because we are so slow and we lack energy. And the chat will know this for the people that stayed up and watching those Sudamericano games. Yeah, this guy never stops running, bro.
Yeah,
he's a pressing machine, and we would be so much more energetic with him in the side. But I'm not saying give him the captain's armband, start him every week, 90 minutes, never sub him off. I'm just saying give him a chance. And if he's trash, drop him. I say about everyone. It's not just I say about everyone. Says, what about if you play an academy playing the shit? Drop him. Never play him again.
I think if we were third and comfortably third or comfortably second and not chasing for the league, he'll play. But what makes it unfortunate for Cheveri is the fact that we're in a predicament of fighting every game to finish in the top 5 to make the UCO. So what's happened is, will Pep make that decision of taking a risk? I've got 8 games here. I need to win nearly 7 out of 8 to make that UCO. Will I give a youngster a chance? Will you give? And that's what he's looking at. So he's looking at the players that he trusts, who can do his job. And these are the players that he's always seen they've delivered. So Pep sees, I'm not going to bring and take a risky move. Pep doesn't want to take a risk. He doesn't want to take a risk. I know he took a risk of not signing players, but he's paid a price. So Pep seen, I can't take a risk anymore. And
but could you not even put him on the bench, bro? And maybe give him 3 minutes. And then just say to him, right, you got 3 minutes here. I want you to go tackle a player. Or I want you to get the ball, and I want to see if you get tackled bare easy, because apparently you're not physical in it. And then if he does all right, then the next game you give him 5 minutes. And then the next game you give him 6 minutes. And the next game you give him 7 minutes. And the next game you give him 8 minutes. You get what I'm saying?
But I'll tell you why.
Easy, bro.
But you're right. But let me tell you something. Do you remember when you used to see Pep last 3-4 seasons, when he's bringing a guy on, you'd see him talking to him, smiling and laughing and talking to him.
Yeah,
you never see that. You see Pep is stressed. Pep's looking, and you don't see him going to talk to his guy and relaxing and laughing. And have you seen? When's the last time you've seen Pep smiling?
He's stressed.
Camera or whatever.
This is the funny thing is,
edge.
You know what it is, HAMZA, yeah? Pep knows that this team is dead, bro.
Yeah, he knows. He's scared.
Bro, this is the honest truth, chat, yeah? He knows this team he knows it's bad. You know, Pep is not an idiot, yeah? Like, obviously, he makes mistakes and that, and like for us, we're like, what the fuck is he doing? But he knows that this team is not good, in it. Yeah, someone said to me after the United game, and I didn't clock it until he said it, and I was like, oh shit, yeah. Every time Pep Guardiola was on the side of the pitch against Man United, you know he was like this, yeah?
Yeah. Yep.
Why is he doing that? I tell you why, because there's nothing he can do to make it better, yeah? Obviously, he could make it better by playing Nico Gonzalez and maybe do, but he knows the team is just not good, innit?
Yeah, he knows.
Whereas last year, the year before, he's on the side of the pitch, he's going,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he can't, man, because the team ain't good. Now that doesn't mean that he's not making mistakes. Yeah, that doesn't mean he's not making mistakes. Of course he is. Yeah, but not playing Nico Gonzalez, madness. Yeah, playing Kovacic, Gundogan, Bernardo in midfield, madness. 100%. We all agree with that. Even the most positive City fans in the world think that's crazy. Yeah, maybe you think he should play wingers. Some people think he should. Some people think whatever. Yeah, that's up to you. Yeah, but the team is not good, and this is why. Yeah, this is why we're in this situation, isn't it? You know,
and that's what 100%. And you can see that he's never been in that situation. Pep has never been in a situation where it's predicament, and it only happens to managers who've been in a bad predicament because they know, listen, I'm taking risks. I need to do this because it's come as a shock to Pep. You see him, he's shocked. He went in 1-13. We were losing to United, giving the ball away in the last 2 minutes. You know, at Etihad. He was shaking. He came out there, he was just shaking. You saw him. That Amad Diallo had to tap him, and he was just shocked. Pep's never been. So he's seeing, I just need to get to the end of the season.
Yes.
And then I need to do whatever I need to do. Because It's peak here. So why is he gonna bring Echeverry, a young guy, he's coming from February, and he's gonna play what he doesn't know what position he can play.
Yeah,
How can I play him? Can I trust
maybe.
another player?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. We only know when Pep spoke about him. Obviously, like we've not heard too much from Pep on Echeverry. I think he has spoke about him a couple of times, but maybe he's just protecting him. I don't know. But for me, yeah, obviously, I just look at him and go, he's better than what we've got right now. He's better than KDB and Foden right now because they're not playing particularly well. That's why I still get him in the team. And not because I'm believing.
The other thing LB was gonna say, I forgot to say that. I think Pep doesn't adapt to change. There's some people who don't adapt, and he's got routine, specific routine. Like you see, Pep does the same thing on the pitch, off the pitch. He plays the same style of football. That's his routine. He doesn't change. He's specific.
Yeah. But
do you not criticize him? You guys say, why didn't you bring him on? Why didn't you play this? Why didn't you play 5 at the back? Because other managers, like Italian managers, you'll see they'll adapt in a way. Okay, I'm losing the ball in midfield. I'm gonna bring more extra bodies.
Yeah. So this is what I'm saying. Yeah, is Pep is not going to adapt his system. To the players.
Fact.
The players have to adapt to him.
Fact.
Yeah. Evidence number 1. First season. First season. He didn't change the system to fit the players that he had. He didn't change the system to fit 33-year-old Kolarov or 35-year-old Zabaleta going into midfield. Did he? He didn't change the system. Yeah. He changed the system this season. Yeah, he has his system, and the players have got to fit into his system. And if they don't, it's not looking good, Brev. Now, you can say it, well, is a manager not meant to change his system? Yeah, maybe. But what comes out at the other end in a bad situation is the club can clearly highlight and demonstrate which players are not good for the system. They then go buy the new players, and you get the players that can fit the system, and then you go dominate, which is what we've done. However, to identify what's going wrong, you got to go through the pain. Now, some people will say that's BS. He should fucking adapt the system to the players and actually win fucking football matches. Fair argument, really. You can't really disagree with that argument. It's a fair point. But history tells us that if you stick with it, coming out the other end, i.e. next season, you'll have a squad and a team that can go out and dominate.
And you saw exactly for the United game, you said it exactly. So at 70th minute, you saw Bernardo Silva giving the ball away so many times. And I love Bernardo. You saw KDB tired, exhausted. And I was thinking at that time, I'm bringing Savio, I'm bringing fresh legs, but he wasn't.
Well, that's so that's slightly different to what I was saying, because I'm talking about an actual fundamental setup. Like he ain't gonna change it so he's got 5 at the back or like 4 in midfield or whatever. He ain't gonna do that. Those subs that you're talking about, that's got nothing to do with tactics or whatever. That's just you get this player on the pitch, innit? You know what I mean? Like that's just so that I don't want it to sound like I'm saying you can't criticize Pep, because you obviously can. Like everyone's criticizable, yeah. This is Manchester City Football Club, yeah, not Pep Guardiola FC. So yeah, that was a bit weird, and obviously, yeah, the fact they didn't play Nico Gonzalez was just bizarre.
Yeah. That shocked me as well.
Why do you think he didn't play Nico Gonzalez? Is there any? Have you come up with any? Because this is I really struggle, because you know I keep on saying this, yeah, but I think it's a great example. You know, he played Nunes right back, not Huzanov,
yeah.
So I personally would have played Kuzanov, yeah, me personally, right? But I understand why he played Nunes, because he wanted Nunes to get forward and overlap Foden, yeah, and give Foden an option. I understand it. I don't agree with it, but I understand it. Yeah. That midfield, I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it, man. Not one person I've seen in the chat. Sorry if anyone's put it in the chat. I've not seen one person come up with a credible reason as to why he didn't play Nico Gonzalez.
He didn't bring him on. I was shocked.
Get it, man.
I thought fresh midfield, fresh legs. I thought, would you not bring him on? And then who did he bring? He kept Bernardo in midfield.
He brought Grealish on in midfield.
But I was shocked. I was like, Bernardo in central midfield again, and played the 90th minute, 90 minutes. And I thought, why is Bernardo playing there? Do we not need to be physical? Do we need more fresh legs? Bernardo's getting pushed off the ball. But I questioned it. I was like, unless the guy's got injured, but why have you got him on the bench?
Yeah.
You can't justify that.
Well, he has done that before, Pep. You know, I've seen it with KDB. He's been on the bench and he didn't even train in a pre-match warm-up. I think Haaland might have been on the bench one time when he was injured as well. So he has done that. He has got form for putting players on the bench when they are injured. I don't know why he does that. Someone needs to ask him, but that's the only thing I can think of, man, that maybe he was injured. But there's been nothing. There's been nothing to say that he's been injured. Nothing at all.
I think he didn't want to change because Pep was scared. I think Pep was worried that, you know, after the PTSD, the United beat us in that mistake we made. He didn't want to make alteration change, but then he brought Rico Lewis. I was scared. When he brought Rico Lewis, I got scared there.
He actually done quite well, Rico Lewis.
And he did well. He did
well, Rico Lewis.
Because I thought bringing Rico at that time, I thought don't play right back, but he played left back. He played okay. But when I saw the Pep not bringing extra midfielders, extra big change, especially KDB and Bernardo not coming off, especially Bernardo, that I questioned it. I was like, why? Why would you not bring Bernardo? Bernardo was making mistakes. He was giving the ball away. He was getting pushed off the ball in midfield. And whenever Bernardo plays in that central midfield, we're always in trouble. We're always in trouble. When he moves into that central midfield with a midfielder, he can't play there. He's not physical enough to play there. He can't keep the ball. Yeah. Although he worked hard, he looked exhausted, man.
Yeah, so this is the thing with Bernardo. Yeah, it's like, because I seen it was so weird. I seen a lot of City fans saying he had a great game, and I've seen a lot of City fans saying he played poor. I thought he was poor. And what I saw of a lot of the people that said he played well, it was all about him getting stuck in, and he did get stuck in. And you are right to say he worked extremely hard, right? And he made a lot of tackles and he won a lot of duels, but ultimately on the ball there was nothing there, and that's quite an important part of the game. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, that was a bit of a weird one, to be honest. Listen, let me do these couple of super chats before we wrap up. I do want to ask you quickly about the next couple of games, but we'll just do these chats and then we'll bring it to a close. Shout out to Haneen, bro. Says, said before, but wasn't clear. Best to have 2.5 players per spot, which is 27 or 28. So 3 goalkeepers, 10 defenders, 7, 8 midfielders, 7, 8 attackers. Yeah, listen, I think you're obviously on the higher side, but better be positive like that than can have not enough, innit, Haneen? You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? I'm good with 2. I'm good with 2. I'm good with 2. But maybe we were speaking before about the fact we're in the Club World Cup, we're going to get more injuries next year because we've got no rest time. Maybe you're right. Maybe you are right. Maybe we do need like a few extra players. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, the fact is, though, we all agree that we need a bigger squad. Whether you think it needs to be 20, 25, 28, like Haneen's saying. Yeah, we all have our different numbers, right? Haneen's saying 27, 28. I'm probably saying 24, 25. HAMZA's saying whatever he's saying. Some other guy in the chat saying whatever he's saying. We all agree we need a bigger squad. And so does Pep. Pep agreed with that as well. So we're going to have a bigger squad. Yeah? Big up to you, Haneen. Appreciate it, bro. Big up to EA17 says Nunes and Phillips equals 110 more than Bruno G. Bro, you buy cheap, you buy twice. But the thing is, we didn't even buy cheap. This is the maddest thing. We didn't even buy cheap. Yeah. Bro, buy quality. Quality lasts. Quality delivers. You know that?
But a lot of people say to you, but Man City don't buy quality. But Man City don't like to shop there. But you know what? Because we didn't like to shop there, it's cost us a massive season. Massive. That 2 transfers, 2 seasons. And I'll say, in fact, it was 4 transfer window. Summer, January, summer, January. And then summer again. 5 transfer window had a massive blow. Because when you don't spend well, that's what happens. Because those transfers, when Phillips never used to come on. Remember, Phillips never used to come on at the games. Do you remember? He never used to come on at all.
No, because Pep, it wasn't good enough. It was never good enough.
The Leicester game. The Leicester one, LB. We were winning. We're 3-0 up.
3-0, yeah.
Came on at 15 minutes, yeah. And we conceded 2, but they cooked us. Please, I'm begging you, go and watch the highlights. We got cooked, yeah. We should have lost that game 5-3. I remember Pep never played Phillips again.
And Phillips has come out since that in an interview and said that killed his career.
That game?
Yeah, he said because he said he come on and he was fucking shit. He said it himself. I'm not saying it. He said it. He said, Phillips, he come on in that game and he said he was fucking appalling. He said it himself. Not me. I'm not saying it.
Got cooked.
He's saying
and Pep never picked him.
And Pep never picked him.
Never got the replacement.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's the thing. And you know what's mad about, yeah? Because obviously that you are saying this guy is right, yeah? We bought these 2 players for more than what we could have just paid for Bruno G.
Fact.
Buy cheap, buy twice. That's the saying, innit? Right? But we didn't even buy cheap. That's the crazy thing. Yeah? If we got Phillips for 15 million, 20 million, then maybe you go, oh, it was maybe a good risk. We paid 40 fucking million. Nunes, we paid 45 million. Yeah, I told this story before, yeah? I learned this very young, bro. Very young. Bro, you have a console, Xbox, PS4, everything.
Yeah.
Right, you remember, you have Xbox 360 or no?
Yeah.
Right, do you remember this one, the grey one on the right-hand side?
Oh, yeah.
So this is Xbox 360 headset, yeah?
Yeah.
And I had this, and every 2-3 weeks, this thing broke in it. I had to buy a new one, £8, £8. After 3 months, I spent maybe £60 on Xbox 360 headsets, yeah? Chat, I'm not joking. I've told this story before. I'm being deadly serious now, yeah? I bought about 10 of these things, yeah? Because they kept on breaking. Because they were £8, yeah? And then guess what happened? One day, I went, I'm spending £8, £9, £10 every 2, 3, 4 weeks because the thing keeps on breaking, yeah? Because it was flimsy, it was cheap, yeah? Cheap shit. So then I went, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to go buy a proper headset, yeah? I bought this thing in the middle here. You see it? This one?
Yep.
Yeah, this was about £80, bro. Bro, I swear down, it lasted me forever. It never broke one time.
Look at that.
Yeah, buy cheap, buy twice, innit? Yeah, I was buying the cheap headsets, breaking every week. I'm spending £10 as a fucking 15-year-old every couple of weeks, yeah? I went, no, I can't do this anymore. I bought a Turtle Beach, and then the thing worked for 2 years, 3 years. I never had to buy another headset again, man. And this is what we're doing. We're buying the Nunes's, yeah, and the Phillips's. Yeah, we're buying the cheap headsets, bro. But they're not even fucking cheap. This is the maddest thing. We're paying Turtle Beach price, yeah, and getting cheap grey headset performance.
Fact.
This is why we should have just bought the best player, man.
When we signed Nunes, I remember I said to Martin, we bought a player from Aldi on a yellow sticker. I said, I never want to shop there again. I said, I used to buy at Harrods, and now you got me a yellow sticker on Aldi. Yeah, and now you're putting on my plate and you're telling me, HAMZA, you're eating Harrods.
You're not eating Harrods, innit?
It doesn't taste. You see? So I don't want a yellow sticker from Aldi again this summer. We don't want that. We want proper quality.
Unless you get the bargain, innit? Because I sometimes go to see the yellow sticker, bro, and I see a bargain. But usually it's no bargains, innit?
Yeah.
There we go, man. Yo, big up to you. Big up to Vish as well. Says, LB, what do you think about this Arsenal? I'm not happy that they won, but I'm over the moon that Madrid got spanked. Listen, for us, it's a lose-lose. Or maybe it's a win-win. I don't know. Listen, credit where credit's due. Declan Rice, fair fucks. You know, I mean, good free kicks and that. I think the game is still not over. You know, they're at the Bernabeu. It's going to be interesting. But if Real Madrid play like that again, it's not good, bro. They were shit. They were absolutely terrible tonight. Yeah, Vinny Jr., all my days. All my days. Yeah? What was that? Terrible performance. Yeah.
Especially after he said, and after losing the Ballon d'Or, I'm going to work 10 times harder.
Yeah, bro. All my days.
What kind of performance you expect?
Bro, terrible. And Rodrigo not good. Mbappe not good. Jude Bellingham not good. Everyone dead, man. Even Camavinga was shit as well. Yeah, that's facts. He got a bit better, to be fair, Camavinga. Right, before we wrap up, yeah? Just quickly, yeah? 3 minutes. Palace at the weekend. Everton away. Aston Villa at home.
Thank you.
Is it Europa League time? What do you reckon?
No.
You reckon we're going to do it?
I think we'll do it. I think I've said it before. We'll do it. I looked at the fixtures 3 weeks ago. No, 4 weeks ago. I've concentrated on one team that I'm looking at their game and I'm looking at my game. Not Nottingham Forest, not Newcastle. It's us or Chelsea. It's us or Chelsea.
So you think Newcastle are getting it?
They're getting it. Look at their fixtures.
You think Villa not getting it?
Villa will be hard. They've scared me today, but I think it's Newcastle, and I think Chelsea are the ones that we should be looking at closely. Villa still have got tough games to play. Very tough games. I think they've got to play us.
They got to play Newcastle.
They get to play Newcastle.
You know, I don't know if you check their fixtures. We might get lucky on Villa, right? They got to play in the space of a week, HAMZA,
yeah?
They play PSG, Newcastle, Man City in the space of a week. We're the last game. So hopefully they're by the time they play City, hopefully they're just knackered, mate. Knackered. We need to pray and hope that they are knackered by the time we play them, innit?
Yeah, fact.
Maybe they are.
So that's and then they're playing the semi-final in the FA Cup 3 days later or 4 days later. So to me, I think Crystal Palace at home is a must-win game.
It's a must-win game.
It's a must-win game. It's a must-win game.
If we don't win that game, nah, it's not good, bro.
Absolutely. You have to win that game. To me, they've got Gay suspended. They've got on the center. Yeah, Gay is suspended. Nketiah is suspended because the red card.
Yeah.
They've got the other centre back is not fully fit. Who plays with Gay? They Chakro or something. What's the name? They Laco or something like that.
He might not.
But they're looking at his assessment whether he's gonna play. So I'm looking at Crystal Palace and I'm thinking Crystal Palace we have to win that game because they've got a lot of injuries. They've got 3 or 4 injuries who are main position. So yeah, they've got the Core who's out, Nketiah is out, Gay is out. That's it. Maxence Lacroix.
Oh yeah, Lacroix. Yeah, it says here currently being assessed
for bad head injury. Yeah. So yeah.
Oh yeah, concussion. Yeah.
So he might not play. So I think that is a must-win game. We have to be careful. Mateta, Eze, and Wharton.
Oh my days. Yeah.
Those 3 players.
They got good players, man.
Mateta, and Eze. We cannot be conceding those goals we used to concede. Do you remember what? Yeah, we cannot be making mistakes. We were 2-0 up against them last time, and they came back 2-2. Do you remember? When Florian last end,
he got a penalty.
We were 2-0 up, comfortable.
We were 2-0 up, man.
Yeah,
we were chilling, and then he drew. Yeah, Foden fucked it in that game, innit?
Absolutely. So to us, we have to be very careful. To me, we have to be very patient, but score goals. Who's gonna score goals? We only depend on Marmoush now. Who's our goal scorers?
This is a problem, bro.
Who's our goal scorer?
Doku doesn't score. Savio doesn't score. Gundogan doesn't score. Kovacic doesn't score. Fucking hell.
There you are. So basically, we just expect that we get a goal from Marmoush.
Bro, I'll tell you the honest, I'm worried, bro. I don't know if we're gonna get Champions League football. No one scores goals.
That's what I said about this striker issue. I said it LB before. I said if Haaland gets a stress fracture, well, he's not gonna. How do you know? I heard he's got a stress fracture. Now you're gonna have to play. We're lucky he didn't go down earlier on. We're lucky he didn't go earlier on, like in January when we just signed Marmoush, because Marmoush could have grinded out all these games by himself because no one scores goals. So our only goal scorer is this guy, Marmoush, unless one of the bangers from Kovacic or Grealish gets involved. But we have to score goals to win this game. You have to score to win games. So to me, I think we'll win the game, but we have to be very careful. We can't go 1-0 down.
No.
Bro, you can imagine going 1-0 down.
You know how our defenders have been making these bozo errors, this season. Now, luckily, we've actually not been making too many of late. Yeah, we've actually improved the bozo. We've slowed it down. But now that Haaland is injured, there is no room for bozo errors, guys, because we're not going to score 2-3 goals a game now. We're going to score 1, maybe 2 max. Yeah, we are desperate for our defenders to defend. We are desperate. Gonzalez has to play. Yeah, because he needs to protect the defense.
Mm.
And when we get chances, I'm sorry, Savio on the training pitch needs to be working on shooting. That's it. I wouldn't even have Savio in training, mate. I'd just say, you're not training with the first team.
Yeah.
You go over there with the striker coach and you just finish, you just do shooting.
Shooting.
Because if you get a chance, you need to score, mate.
He needs to shoot. I've seen him go in front of goal and he doesn't want to shoot. And I'm thinking, what you do? You cut in, you shoot. Just place it. Just shoot.
Mm.
Yeah?
Mm.
And he needs to get that confidence to shoot because he scored a lot of goals. So just be...
I just tell him to start fucking smacking the ball, me.
Yeah.
He's too soft when he kicks the ball,
Yeah.
innit? I just say, right, first things first, just smack the ball, man, as hard as you can. And then we'll learn, we'll work on fucking finishing and like placement and all that kind of shit after you've started fucking hitting the ball harder.
That's what I said. How many games left, Ebby? 8 games.
7
games. From that 7 games, are you just expecting Marmoush to score all the goals?
Yeah. Because no one else is going to score.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, Gavardio used to score goals, but now he's playing at centre-back.
And imagine, do you remember when Marmoush went down at Man United? And everyone got scared, oh shit, that injury or whatever it is. Someone fell on him.
Oh my days.
Bro, I'm telling you, we have to start scoring goals from everywhere.
Bro, this is his facts.
It's facts.
Echeverri knows how to score.
Yeah, bring him on.
And he knows how to create chances. And we don't have players that can score. And KDB and Foden are not doing anything right now.
Yeah.
Like,
absolutely.
This is the thing, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not any worse than KDB or Foden right now, innit? That's the thing, innit, on Echeverri. Also, this is a fucking good shout, yeah? I don't know where fucking Bob is with his recovery, but we need him back, like, soon, bro.
Yeah.
Because this is the truth. Bob, right now, is needed. Now, I know it's not fair on Bob because he's played 700 minutes for this football club.
Yeah.
Yeah? No minutes. Nothing. Yeah? But I'm sorry, bro. You're needed. And I need to put the pressure on you, bro, because I'm struggling to get a fucking top 5 here. Get Bob in the team. So we'll see, man. We'll see. Listen, the game's on Saturday. We'll do the watch along in it, see what happens, man. But yeah, big up to you, bro, for coming on. It's a good therapy session, bro. When we speak in it, it's good, man. I enjoy the show in it. So yeah, big up for you for giving your time, man. Yeah.
I think people we need to take game by game because I think people don't realize how important we have to qualify in the Champions League. It's important, man. It's important. To me, the only thing that I look at this team, I'm thinking the biggest game for me that's left out there, Everton away, Fulham away.
Tough game.
And Villa at home.
Tough game.
I think those are the toughest.
How many games do you think we need to win? We've got 7 games. How many games you think? Honestly, yeah. Honestly, what you actually think? How many games?
6. I think 6 games, and I'll tell you why. I'm
sorry, I don't think we win 6 games.
Huh?
I'm not trying to be negative, bro. I think we win 4, maybe 5, max.
Seriously,
bro. I'm sorry, I don't think we win. Bro, I don't think we win against Villa at home. And I honestly don't think we're going to win our next 2 games. I think we might win one of them. I just do not see us beating Palace at home and then going to Everton and winning that as well. I'd be very surprised if we win our next 2 games.
Nah, I think we have to.
I agree. I think we have to, but I don't think we will.
So what games do you see us like not doing well?
Okay, so let me get it up here. Yeah, we got our games. Yeah, so bro, like maybe we beat Palace. I don't think we beat Everton away. I don't think we'll break them down. Everton is a very, very good defensive team. Look at their defensive stats. Yeah, let me get the table up. I'll tell you how many goals these guys have conceded all season. These guys have conceded this season. Yeah, 38 goals. 38 goals. That is 1, 2. 3, 4, 5. It's the 5th best defense in the league.
Yeah.
The 5th best defense in the league.
Which team is that?
Everton.
Everton.
So we got to go to Everton, yeah, with 2 or 3 games left of their stadium. So they're going to be gassed. They're going to be up for it. You know, the atmosphere is going to be great because obviously they're leaving the stadium. 3 games left, 2 games left. They're going to be buzzing. And we've got to go there and break them down. Sorry, that's got a 0-0 written all over it.
Okay.
Villa. I'm just trying to be honest. Yeah, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just giving my honest opinion.
I think we'll win that one.
You think we beat Villa?
They come from that PSG game, Newcastle, tired, playing us away.
Our only hope is that they are tired.
Yeah.
If they're not tired, we're losing that game.
Because they'll be tired.
Yeah. If they're tired, yeah, maybe we'll get lucky in it.
And
Wolves at home, we'll win that. Southampton away, we'll win that. Bournemouth at home, we'll win that.
Yeah.
And then it's the last game of the season against Fulham. Don't know. Hopefully they're on the beaches.
So that's what I said. So you see, Everton away is key for me. Everton and Fulham away are the key one for me.
Well, Fulham is the last game of the season.
And I don't want to go to the Fulham last game of the season needing to win.
Well, if you remember back in Pellegrini's last year, we went to Swansea.
Yeah.
And I think we drew 2-2. And I think we needed to go Swansea that day and get a point. And we got the point. But it wasn't nice. And I think they took the lead, actually. I think Swansea took the lead that day.
Yeah.
I think we ended up, I can't remember who equalised. Now, Wolves at home. Wolves at home, Tyrone. Wolves at home. Wolves at home. We'll beat Wolves at home. We'll beat Wolves at home. Wolves is at home. We'll beat them. I think we'll beat Wolves, Southampton, and Bournemouth. So that's 9 points. So that's a guaranteed 9 points, in my opinion. That puts us on 61. So that for me, we need another 5 points because I think 66 points is a target. So that means I need 5 points, from Fulham, Aston Villa, Palace, and Everton. 5 points out of those 4 games.
Yeah.
We got to do that, innit?
If we win at Everton, that's a massive result.
I agree. Nah, big
that's
up,
the one.
All right, and bro. Big up to you, man, for jumping on. Big up to the chat, man. Hopefully you enjoyed this late night stream. Fucking hell, 1 o'clock in the morning. Fuck. I didn't realize it was 1 o'clock. Damn. No way. Fucking hell, that time flies, bro. Sorry, bro. I don't know. I didn't realize.
Nah, man. Come on, man. No, I'm relaxing.
Nah, big up to you, man. Yeah, bro. You got anything coming up on the channel? Anything that you want to sort of like shout out or what?
Yeah, man. Definitely like and subscribe to me. And we just come on sometimes when I come off work and doing the show. 100%. You can follow me and we do the watch alongs and everything on sometimes there. Obviously, we're a bit negative there and we get stressed and all that stuff, but we're being realistic a lot. And thank you so much for having me, LB, man, today.
Nah, what are you joking, man? Big up for coming on, bro. I appreciate you jumping on, innit? Listen, this guy's link is in the description, innit? Make sure I can't believe this guy is what are you on, 4K subs?
Yeah, 4K subs, nearly 4K.
Bro, that is honestly the maddest thing I ever seen. Yeah, this guy.
Because I don't do regular.
I know you don't, man. But listen, HAMZA's fucking goat in it. You know what I mean? So you guys need to make sure that you subscribe to his channel. The link's in the description. Click it, sub, boom, it takes you 10 seconds sorted. Yeah. We do the shows periodically in it. You know, HAMZA's a busy guy. He's hard working and that. So obviously I've sent him a message now and again. He comes on when he can in it. So we'll try and get some more done as and when we can do it in it. Like it's good if we leave it a couple of weeks. Yeah, we can chop it up.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? That's better, isn't it? If we leave it a couple of weeks, we do one every 2-3 weeks, something like that. We've got a lot to talk about. We can like chat for a long time, innit? So yeah, I think it's good like that, man. But yeah, man, big up to you, big up the chat, and we'll catch you in the next one, people. See you later.